welcome back to another episode of Checking In. Very excited to have you join us on our first Checking In live stream. Equally excited to have in studio with us today Alex and Bella from Let's Not Sugarcoat It podcast. Mm-hmm. So thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
This is kind
exciting.
Of exciting because now we're on this in a hot seat, I guess, and we're on camera.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, we're used to putting everyone else in the hot seat. So.
Yeah. No PJs.
No PJs, right?
PJs.
Yeah.
Not today.
So I have in front of me, which is unusual, I have a whole set of questions that I may or may not ask, and I ran them through ChatGPT. So I put in the story of what I knew of you or what I was able to research and find out about you. So I put a synopsis in there and I asked it to generate questions for me. And I nixed half of them because I didn't like them. So that was part of the test, right? And then I may or may not ask any of them because I'm more of the improv style interviewer, as I understand you guys are. So first question that I have for you, before I even ask you to tell me a bit about yourselves, is what on earth is the modern mom to you, the modern motherhood? What is this?
Okay. Well, for me, the modern motherhood is like the woman trying to balance it all, you know, the career, the family, getting away from that sort of maybe more of our parents' generation of the really role-specific, like being at home, doing all the cooking, the cleaning. I mean, maybe we can delegate out. We still do it. We still do it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I feel like the modern mom not only has the role of the past mom and what it meant to be a mother, a wife.
Happy days.
Yeah. And now we have all the other stuff that is dumped on us, like full-time career, still taking care of the kids, cooking, cleaning, social media, I think also is the modern mom. Putting things on social is a big thing.
Having to kind of live up to that picture
perfect, Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of, that modern mom that does it all, but gets no credit.
Yeah.
It's not, so I have listened to a couple of the 40 episodes that I found for you guys.
Yeah.
And is it fair to say that the position of modern mom, or Let's Not Sugarcoat It, it's not a guy bashing piece of work.
No.
It's really about honoring and having discussions and as you say, raw and authentic conversations with what it takes and what tolls and joys are experienced through.
Yeah, we want to celebrate the wins, but we also want to highlight the struggles that we all go through. I feel with social media, there's this. I think maybe there's a bit of a shift now, but when social media first started, everybody was this perfect. You have your filters, everybody has the same background. Like this perfect life.
Tile
My kids,
layout.
yes, right. But for us, we started the podcast because over some wine and a fireplace, fire, we started to open up and be a little bit more vulnerable with all the stuff that we have going on in our lives and the challenges that we're facing. So we did start the podcast with 3 of us. Unfortunately, one of our co-hosts had to leave due to personal choice. And but it was about our struggles and how we can support each other and in our daily lives, because we do believe when you are supported and you get that hand up, like we've heard from many other beautiful women that are on our podcast, that we grow and we strive and we do more than just survive. That's the big one.
Yeah.
So the podcast has, I think I saw a celebration of second season, or second year. So we're celebrating 2 years. raw, honestly. Did you have a goal of what you thought it would have, how it would resonate, the traction it would get? Has it reached that? Has it exceeded that? Are you happy? Do you wish it was?
I mean, obviously we wanted to reach everybody, but so far the reception that we've got from it's been amazing. And I think, like Bella said, we created it because we wanted people to be open and have open conversations and be able to say, you know what, I'm struggling with this too. How can I get help in this area, or normalize some of these struggles that, say, like we talked about, the modern mama might go through. And we've realized, like, we did our first live event back in October, how many people were like, wow, this was really moving for me. Yes. It really made me feel connected to the community, to other moms out there. So
the live event that you had in October, what was it? Where was it?
It was not in October.
So making up dates.
Yeah, you're making up dates. I think it was in May.
Wasn't it May?
No fact checkers.
No fact check. Yeah, it was sometime.
It was in May of this year.
Okay, I have to laugh. Was there a jacket or a swimsuit?
No,
was it October or was it May?
No, it was.
Okay, forget it.
May.
So the first
live
live
October.
The first live event that you had.
It was good in May.
Where was it?
Vibrant Vine.
Vibrant Vine.
Okay, how many people?
60.
60 people. They can only hold about 60, 70. So we wanted an intimate event.
Okay.
And we had everybody do kind of a worksheet and talk about some of the stuff that they're going through, and then sharing within their group of 10. And the tears, the laughter, the joy.
People cried,
Common theme? What was the common theme? What did you hear from the participants?
Some of the common themes were like the mental struggle. Load, like the motherhood of carrying everything. What were some other themes? People talked about pregnancy loss and feeling really connected to other people about having gone through that experience and feeling really alone in it.
Just overwhelm and burnout.
You
know, trying to juggle it all. Self-care. That was and just
feeling alone.
The vulnerability came up that they haven't shared some of these moments with other women. So that was the common theme. That's what brought the whole room together. Yeah.
Okay, so I wanna go around that a little bit more. The vulnerability. And again, I'm trying to be picky for my words so that I don't offend anyone, and I never want to offend anyone. But there is a stereotype that some could have of ourselves, or an expectation of ourselves to behave or show up a certain way because it's expected. So there, and I think Arlene Dickinson talked about it, maybe not at that event, but I think I even read something on her post that talked about the names. Are you assertive or are you a bitch? Are you intelligent? Are you know-it-all? Are you? And none of those are what were on her post, but it can be challenging to be a woman or mother that does all the things. So you're donning the referee shirt because kids are fighting. You're trying to run the peace flag because something's not working. You're trying to get to parent-teacher interviews or show up at the concert and not be that annoying parent that races in late because your business meeting went late, and God forbid you have to run the frickin' load of laundry again because the towels smell like crap because you
forgot them.
You did. Or you overbought for food prep because you were going to be better than you thought you time allowed. So it is super, and it's not a complaint.
No,
it is super challenging to do all the things that Happy Days mom did, or Edith Bunker did on Archie, and still do all the other things, whether that's volunteering for community, whether it's serving in another way, or the 12 or 14 hours in your business 7 days a week. So it's not easy.
No, it's not.
No, definitely. And I find too, vulnerability, especially for women entrepreneurs, is really hard, because there's a certain way you want to show up for the community, and you want them to see you a certain way, and vulnerability is seen sometimes as a weakness.
Yeah.
So, we don't share the moments when we are struggling, and we struggle alone, and it's a lonely place to be when, you just want to reach out to community. You want, some comfort, some advice, but there's that fear of looking a certain way, which is quite
being
unfortunate.
judged, true, because we do judge moms in a hard way.
Yeah. So we just wanted to allow, and we're so grateful for our, guests that come on the show, because they are so vulnerable. And it's a big platform, and it's out in the world, and they're sharing stories that maybe necessarily they wouldn't have shared somewhere else. We're creating this space, and the feedback we're getting is like, wow, like this makes me want to work even harder or chase my dreams, because now this person that I've seen, do it all, now I know they are struggling as well, because we all have our stories that we bring. And by sharing those, we're opening up the doors to the community, because sometimes looking at somebody who's successful, you don't think you can achieve that. You don't think you can, because you have all these struggles, you have, whatever negative feelings you have about yourself, but now you hear their stories and where they came from, no education, whether they immigrated, right? And where they come, even Arlene, right? It's like her story
it was impactful.
Is so impactful. And we've had women from this community come on and share what they've been through, and you're just like,
I know, it's mind-blowing sometimes.
And how strong and resilient women actually are. I'm getting goosebumps actually thinking about it. All like how powerful and resilient we really are. But it's through the storytelling and through sharing and that vulnerability that that power comes from.
Where everybody feels united in a way.
So, Alex, how long have you been in Kelowna?
2 years.
How long have you been in Kelowna?
2 years. We actually met first day of school. Our kids became best friends, and then we had to exchange phone numbers, and the rest is history. Yeah.
So, you are from
Edmonton.
Edmonton. You're from?
I moved from Vancouver, but I'm from Ontario.
Yeah. And I'm from Poland, and I lived in Austria, and then moved to Canada, and then we moved to Taiwan, and then we came back to Edmonton, and now I'm in Kelowna. So
here she is.
So, in your opinion, what is your take on the female community as it pertains to this region, as it pertains to Kelowna?
I love the Kelowna female community. I think I have never felt so many people kind of like on that, I don't know, high vibe, looking for the same things, the connection. You can go to so many different female-focused or women-focused, and see, now I don't want to use the wrong language, but like events, and it's just really powerful, I find. And people lift each other up instead of competing, which is rare, I think.
I mean, I feel, the word that shows up for me right now is fierce. The women in this community are fierce, and they are so ready to help and, share their wisdom and their knowledge. I find that, when we came here, a lot of people were saying, oh, Kelowna is so cliquey.
I've never noticed that.
I've never noticed, but as an expat, now a transplant, because I lived across seas, when you're in a city, we were in Taiwan and Taichung, we were not in a touristy city, so I reached out to community, and I joined International Women's of Taichung Association, and that's where all the expat women kind of gathered, and we did volunteering, and then I got to know the community, and people were so helpful. But you have to look for it. You know, maybe if you're born here and you're, you know, stuck within your group, your circle, there's so many events that even if you show up without anybody, you know, and you have your name tag, women will come and surround you, and they will, you know, take you in and put you under the wing. I always say, come under my wing. Yeah.
I do like that about Kelowna. I watch. I think it was Pamela Pearson's Ladies Happy Hour event. I watched a young lady come into the room, and I watched her be awkward for a few minutes, and she sat down by herself at a table, and I literally probably couldn't have made it to 10 if I was counting 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, to see, and immediately a table turned around and invited her to sit with them. So there isn't this you're on your own, good luck, may the force be with you, Luke, kind of thing.
Yeah, totally.
So that, and I know for sure myself, I would have jumped up to make sure she felt included or inclusive, and I guarantee you there would have been another 5 or 10 women in that room that would have done the same thing.
Yeah, totally.
100%.
Yeah, it's a very supportive community.
Yes, I do. I've never, like I said, I lived in multiple places, and Kelowna is the first place that I've made so many close relationships. You know, it takes years sometimes to build those bonds and that trust. But here, it was like within months, we've built this community, and we're still growing. I've never felt this vibe, this vortex, I say, you know, of this feminine energy that wants to lift up and not tear down.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure there's the oddballs here and there, you know, but just overall, the energy, when you're inclusive and you're welcoming, you will receive that tenfold. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and I find every event that we go to, somebody asks, oh, and like, how can I help you, or who can I connect you with, and those type of questions, which is nice.
Yeah.
So right now, your business, is it a business?
Yeah, it's
we incorporated it,
okay.
so woohoo!
It's a real business.
Yeah, we're a
So
business.
like you have a business plan? Or
we're
seat of your
working,
pants?
well, we're working on it. Right, we were flying by the seat of our pants. We're not
but now we're gonna.
But now we're honing in on, you know, like a strategy on where we want to go with it.
Marketing
wise
and
and all that kind of stuff, just because we have gained a lot of recognition and, you know, a lot of downloads, and people are listening, and you know, people are actually approaching us now. You know, we don't have to look for people. They're reaching out and say, hey, we want to work with you guys. Hey, you know, we want to be on your show. Let's
They're all like, somebody came in who is a very, you know, business person, and I think we've both always been like, oh, she really looked up to this person. She came in and like, finally I get a selfie in this room like everybody else. And we were like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how do you know you've arrived or you've achieved what it is that you want to achieve? How do you know?
I don't think.
Are you getting validation that what you're doing is resonating? Is it local energy? Can it be global?
Well, I think we want
I
global.
think we definitely would like at least the States, across the border.
Yeah.
But
we had our U.S. guest.
Yeah, we had our first international guest via Zoom, so that was kind of exciting. But yeah, I think we're reaching, because I'm from Edmonton, so we're reaching Edmonton, Vancouver, Kelowna, a bit of Toronto, and now a little bit in the States. And we definitely want to take it further. And
so raw. What is the absolute most raw thing someone has said on your show that has made you either speechless or jaw-dropping in awe or uncomfortable or moved?
Oh, man.
There's so many
There's
stories.
so many I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I think one
I'm surprised. Can I tell you why I'm surprised?
Yeah.
I'm very guarded. You can't get, and I don't know if it's the stereotype of what you're supposed to be when you are out in public or what it is, but I'm quite guarded, and I'm very selective on what I share. And when someone cries on Cupcake Wars, I just want to like stab myself, because I'm like, seriously, you're crying? It's a cupcake, honey.
Yeah.
It's a cupcake.
Right.
That's mean. That's mean.
It's a cupcake. Yeah.
It's a cupcake.
Well, people
Yeah,
are
I don't
talking about, like, sometimes people are, like, it ends up being this conversation. Sometimes we forget that we're recording it in a sense.
Yeah.
And people just open up. One woman talked about her relationship struggles, and I guess I'm the opposite of you. When someone starts crying, I feel like I cry.
Yeah.
Not I. Not you. Yeah.
I mean, we do like a few stories of like the resilience, which was like jaw-dropping, was Corrine from Boulevard magazine, and she shared her story of her struggle, and what her husband did, and then their house burned down, and then they came here. It was just like she could not catch a break from getting pregnant, being kicked out of the house. Like,
having a house
just
burned down,
and
all
then
the
her
things,
house burned down, and then they came here, and then there
she
was
got
more,
divorced, and
it
like,
was just like, holy man, and she had 3 boys, and it's just like, okay, she's in a foreign country now by herself with 3 children. So you just like, when she was talking, you're like, oh my gosh, that's so bad, and then she'd like spit something else out, and you're like, holy beep. It's like, and then it would go even worse, and you're just like, how are you even standing here right now?
Yeah.
And you're this bubbly, amazing, woman, but this is all that happened, right?
So that inspires.
It inspires. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty candid. Sometimes I say things that may not, cross the line, because whatever, some of the stories I share.
We probably excuse you for being a foreigner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Polish.
I
have
Polish.
no line, no
Don't you
filter.
call it like Polish Tourette sometimes?
Yeah,
So there you
sometimes.
go.
I'm probably that. I shouldn't. I was thinking about that, because now we
probably
have to
not
be
PC.
politically correct. So I should just say, I don't know what else to use, because like
Polishisms?
Polish.
Yeah.
Polish.
Actually,
I have an accent in every language, even in Polish. The Polacks make fun of me because I sound funny.
What would you say to someone that wants to start a podcast? What would the advice be that you would give them? What are the landmines to avoid, or the things to do sooner?
I think if you are not techie, then seek out somebody who can help you in that.
Who's techie?
None of us.
We have this guy, Brian.
We have this guy, our manager. We call him. Our handler. Because we just show up, and he does everything.
Yeah, he even puts it on the platform for us.
He got us we had a concept. We came in, and if you have an idea, what I would suggest, what Ryan told us, is make sure you have enough for 10 episodes, because a lot of podcasts don't last till 10.
Yeah.
20 is like even less. Where we're at, they're like most of podcasts. Like
That's fascinating. Let's examine that for a minute. So when I started this business, or co-founded it with a number of us, the line in the sand that I drew was way further out. I'm like, okay, statistically, 70% of businesses don't make it to year 5. I just need to make it year 5. And like, I would have done that crawling on my hands and knees. I was making it to year 5. So podcasting, have 10 in the bank, and if you make it to 20, party. You celebrate.
Or keep it going. Instead of making it just like a fun podcast, then you're doing something with it. It could still be fun, but you're growing it to be something more than.
Okay, and what do you wish you wouldn't have done? Or what do you think you shouldn't have done? Was there anything that slowed you down, delayed you? Did you get in the way? Overthink?
No, I think I pushed it.
Bella, I think if Bella hadn't been like, we're starting this thing in January, And there were 3 of us at the time. We were like, okay, good idea. And she's like, so here's what we're doing. This is what we're doing now.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, she means we're doing it now. Okay.
A personality.
So we just took some action and then,
Yeah, that's kind of my advice to anybody. Don't ever wait. You'll never be ready. You'll figure it out as you go. Obviously, have some plan, do some research, but just take the steps and then you will figure it out. Because right now we're still in infancy stage, and it's morphing a little bit. What we thought we were gonna do.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be just the 3 of us and the 2 of us, and then we started getting these guests, and it was supposed to be, this fun entertainment. But now it is. But also now
it's getting more vulnerable too, and people are really opening up. Yeah.
And women are sharing their success stories within business as well and their home life. And so now we're also giving our listeners and now our viewers, because we started a YouTube
Oh
thing
yes,
now.
true.
Yeah. Which we're still working on. But just like really valuable information so they can take that with them and implement in their lives. So it's kind of morphing a little bit. So we're just rolling with it and allowing it organically to become what it needs to become without having too much, structure. Because I'm not structured. We're not a little bit, but not.
We're not like overly.
Yeah.
Okay, so fair to say, true or false, it's not cost prohibitive to do podcasting. It's more investment in time than initially investment in money.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely, if you're doing it, get a good mic.
Yeah.
That's it. If you're going to do it yourself, Zoom, whatever you want to do.
Have a quiet room.
Sound is so important.
Huge.
That will really...
Make it or break it.
Yes.
Yeah. Unless you're super famous, then you can just have a podcast.
You can do whatever you want.
Do what you want.
But when you're starting, the sound... Now, I am a bit of a sound snob.
Me too. When you listen to a podcast, you're like, their sound
it's
sounds
like,
terrible.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't listen to her because of whatever. I can't listen to it. It's too much for me.
It's all Ryan's
fault. It's all Ryan's fault.
Nicholas, the sound on this live stream better be
good.
good. You'll be hearing it from
She's
these
going to hear
ladies.
about it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both for coming into the studio. I know that people can go just search Let's Not Sugarcoat It, and there's a big stream of all the platforms that you're on, so I know they can go find you there. I'm running into you at community events all the time, so I'm out of hibernation and back out and about, and I'm seeing you, so that's wonderful. We can see you there, and look forward to potentially a next event.
Yes,
in-person
November
event.
23rd.
Oh, see, you know the date.
Yeah, this date I know.
November.
Yeah.
I don't know
November
why I said
23rd.
October, because it wasn't even around then.
Yeah.
Okay, where are you November 23rd?
Vibrant Vine again.
Vibrant Vine again.
Yeah. We
Okay.
put a deposit on. We were supposed to actually have
In June or
in
something.
August, but the fires.
August, me and my
I
dates.
don't know. Yeah.
I need a spreadsheet.
Yeah. In August, but the fires.
Yep.
So then we postponed.
Yep.
And then everything started ramping up.
No,
So
it was in June, then we moved it to August. I'm not crazy, Nikki, I swear.
Okay.
That's allowed. Okay, so November 23rd,
Yeah.
Vibrant
sign up
Vines.
to your e-newsletter or whatever you have
Yeah.
to be notified when you guys are going to
Yeah,
be there.
and-
Obviously limited.
Yeah,
space.
there's
limiting-
only 60 tickets.
Yeah, 70.
70 now, actually, yeah.
And on Eventbrite, there's early bird, and then the price goes up. And we're going to be talking about communication and leadership within the home and
Business.
the work environment. So
Does silent treatment count as communication?
it
I mean,
sure
it sure
does.
does, and we will dive in.
Yeah, definitely does.
It's
Yeah.
going to be good.
So it's going to be awesome. We're going to have 3 power couples coming and sharing their stories. We have a workshop. Wine.
There's wine, there's
charcuterie,
appetizers, yeah.
Music. I wasn't going to say dancing, but I kind of want the dancing. I miss
We might end on a
dancing.
dance party
Yeah,
now,
I don't
so
know.
yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah,
Sounds
join
wonderful.
us. Yeah.
Thank you very much
Okay,
for
thank you
coming
Thanks
in
for
to
having
the
us.
studio and
Yeah.
sharing with us.
Yeah.
Let's not sugarcoat
Yeah.
it.
Let's not sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you.